from the Harpoon Brewery of Boston and Windsor, Vermont. I'm reviewing their Belgian Pale Ale. Belgian Pale Ales are a little on the malty side, but they also use aged hops, which bring a kind of delicate finish to the beer. They also should be rather yeasty. In the US, though, they're a bit more hopped up for some reason. I'm not sure if brewers trying to emulate the Belgian style like to hop their beers up more here or not, but that's just kind of how it is for some reason. But anyway, this Harpoon Belgian Pale Ale comes in at an ABV of 5.8%. Right, I'm going to take the cap off, which is their standard H from the Harpoon Brewery. Pop off the cap and see how she rolls. Getting a bit of a bubble up top. Poof! Hey, I like that. That's kind of cool. Let's give it a pour into this glass. Ooh, a lot of smoke coming out with the pour. Well, I'm liking the color of this quite a lot. I'm going to try to get the whole thing in here, which is why I'm using a slightly larger glass, because I'm hoping there might be a little bit of a yeasty, sedimentary thing going on. So let me get all that out of there. And unfortunately, I'm mistaken. I don't see any kind of sediment or yeast going on in here at all. However, what I do see is a very interesting copper amber tone. It's got a lot of carbonation going on. Really a busy carbonation. Lots of bubbles going up around sort of the center of the glass. I kind of like a more delicate rising carbonation in my Belgian style ales, but that's all right. But there's a nice amber tone here going on, so it's not a bad looking beer. Fairly good clarity, so really the yeast is not kind of making it milky like would be the case in some. Let's give it a whiff and see what we have. Okay, I'm getting for sure a real sweet malty character. Smooth and sweet. Caramel malts mainly. And just a vague hint of banana or some kind of a fruit. Not getting much in the way of the coriander or other spices that often accompany these kind of beers. It's more of a malty sensation and a kind of a hop backdrop as well. All right, let's give it a taste and see what she tastes like. Well, the body is about medium. There's sort of a flavor that brings out something really sweet, like caramel malts, and a bit of a yeast going on as well. Let's try it again. Spices seem kind of muted. Not much in the way of the coriander either. It's more of a sweet maltiness, so there really isn't a heavy hop character. Actually, the hop character is really kind of balanced, I think. It's very sweet, but it's more like a standard amber to me. Not so much the Belgian style, but more of a standard amber with a little bit of more of a slight punch going on. But at the same time, it's bold to some degree, because all of these different flavors are melding together to kind of balance each other off in favor of the sweetness up front. But it's actually not a hard beer to drink. It's actually fairly drinkable. I suppose I could probably drink this right down in just a minute or two, because it's a very drinkable beer. But it tends to be a little too sweet for what I'm used to in a Belgian Pale. But again, it's its own character. It's a character that really is kind of nice, I think. Although I might not necessarily put it in the category of what the style it is trying to emulate. It just strikes me more as more of a standard amber. So I'm not going to give it a really high grade, but I'm going to give it a nice enough grade, because it is something that I would drink again. Something I would probably enjoy, a couple of them. If I was having some friends over and just drinking a beer, a couple of beers, passing out some beers, this might not be a bad beer to share with a few people. So anyway, that is the Harpoon Belgian Pale Ale. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you again next time.